So today I'm going to be giving you a look at the brand new Airtraq Plus video laryngoscope, and it's not just a whole new camera design. Airtraq have a whole range of brand new blade designs as well. So let's go ahead and get it unboxed and take a closer look at it. So this is the new device. It's a video baton, it's flexible, and it's designed to go into the new disposable plastic blades, which come in a variety of different sizes. At the top, we've got this 3.5-inch IPS screen with a resolution of 640 by 480. So as you'd expect coming from Airtraq, they want you to be able to use this device in a whole variety of awkward positions. So the screen is fully rotatable. We can rotate it all the way around to here and all the way around to here. So you should have a pretty good viewing angle. Again, it's got good tilt options as well, so we can tilt it all the way down to here and all the way back to here. And I'll show you later on when we power it on, but there is also the option to flip the image on the screen. The device itself is reasonably light at 195 grams, and you'll see that out of the box it's got this rubber screen protector on it, which of course you can remove if you want. Taking a look in at the side, we've got a USB Type-C port, and you can use this for charging the device or for connecting it up to a monitor. So in terms of charging the device, there's a few different options. First of all, we've got this USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable. I've got the UK version, so I've got a UK plug, and it simply plugs into here. And then all you need to do is plug the other Type-C end into the device itself to charge it. And Airtraq say once the battery's fully charged, it should last around about 3 hours. So although you can charge it directly, I think the option most people are going to use is this very nice charging stand. So turn it around, you can see we've got a USB Type-C port on the side. So all you're going to need to do is plug that same cable into it. Take a look at the stand. You'll notice we've got gold contacts here, and on the underside of the device we've got these gold pins. Meaning to charge the device, all you're going to need to do is pop it into the wireless charger. The gold contacts are going to make contact with the gold pins and charge your device. And the base is pretty heavy, so it shouldn't tip over. And there is a bit of a tilt option you have got on this as well. And if I just show you that from the other side, whenever the device goes into the charger, you're going to get information on your charging status. There's two additional cables that come with the device. The first is this USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, and you're simply going to plug this into the device to connect it up to your computer to get any video recordings off it. And you're able to record around about 10 hours of footage on the device itself. Another really cool cable that you get is this HDMI to USB Type-C cable. And you're going to be able to plug this into your device, and you can plug the other end into a standard monitor to mirror the screen on a larger device. Airtraq are also going to have a max view screen that is an optional extra with the device, and you're going to be able to connect it up using this cable as well. But absolutely brilliant that it works with a standard monitor. Okay, the next thing to talk about is the blades, and these are going to come individually packaged, and importantly, both the packaging and the blades themselves are made from recycled materials. And one of the nice things about the Airtraq Plus is there's a whole variety of different blade designs and blade sizes that you can use with it. If you're an existing user of the Airtraq, don't worry, they're not taking away your traditional hyperangulated channel blades. This is the size 0. And on the back of it, they put the sizes. So this size 0 is from a 2, 3 and 3.5 endotracheal tube. And you'll see we've got a very similar shaped channel design. If we rotate it around here, this is the little channel that you're going to put your endotracheal tube into and help direct it towards the cords. And in terms of the color coding, you'll see we've got grey here at the tip and grey at the bottom. So matching the same color coding that you would use with the original versions of the Airtraqs. So these hyperangulated channel blades are available in 4 different sizes, and you can see here the color coding is the same. So this is the purple pediatric one. Our size 2 blade is still in green, and then we've got the largest size, which is still blue, and this will take up to an 8.5 endotracheal tube. So this brings me on to the bit I'm most excited about. Airtraq are now doing Macintosh blades. So this is their Mac 1 blade. It's a fairly straight tip. It looks slightly more like a Miller-shaped blade to me. We've got a little bit of grey colour coding at the base of it. And the blade itself, on first impressions, does look reasonably thin, but we'll test this out in the models in a minute. And again, there's 4 different sizes of Macintosh blade. So this is the Mac 2 blade in purple. We've got our Mac 3 blade colour-coded in green, and then the largest Mac 4 blade in blue. Final option that we've got is this very hyper-angulated blade design colour-coded in orange, and this is only available in adult sizing. So if I just compare this to our Mac 4 blade, you can see how hyper-angulated it is. So again, we'll test this in the models later on to see how much of an advantage it gives. So as a pediatric intensivist, the most interesting blade to me is going to be this Mac 1. And to work the device, all you're simply going to need to do is push it into the blade. And you'll notice here we've got a little lock here. And once it locks, it's going to clip into place. And you'll notice that the screen is then automatically going to switch itself on and you're ready to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and test the device out. I've got the neonatal model and the Mac 1 blade. In terms of weight in my hand, it does feel reasonably well balanced. It is a little bit top heavy, but it's not too bad. And if I did want to make fine movements of the blade tip, it does feel like I should be able to make them. In terms of the viewing angle, I have got this tilted all the way up, and that does seem to be the right position. I certainly don't think you're going to want to tilt it any further down than what it's currently sitting. So we'll go ahead and drop it into the mouth, and we'll have a look on the screen. There's our view. We're going to go all the way down into the vallecula, and if we give a little bit of an angle, we've got a nice view of the laryngeal opening in the top half of the screen. Although this is a Macintosh blade designed to be used in the vallecula, let's just see how easy it is to lift an epiglottis with it. So we just slide under and lift up and then slide back slightly. Again, it does look like this is going to be possible. In terms of image quality, it's certainly not too bad. We can definitely pick out all the details there on the screen. And we just slide ourselves back into the vallecula again. We've got all the details on the vocal cords. We'll try some tube delivery. So we pop the tube in with a stylet in it. We can spot all the detail on the balloon and tube going to cords. And I think there you can identify black marks adequately positioned at the cords. We'll try that just lifting the epiglottis again. So slide under, lift, and again, pull back slightly to get enough space to deliver the tube. And again, past the tube and black marks just at the cords. Okay, so this time I've got the purple Mac 2 blade for the pediatric model. So let's have a look at it. So we'll slide the blade in. This model you can see has been in the wars. There's a few scrapes and scratches on it. We'll slide ourselves into the vallecula and give a little lift, and unfortunately this is the way this model does tend to behave. You always get these folds in it. But we've got a reasonably good view. There looks to be plenty of space to deliver our tube. And again, we can see cuffs just past. A wee bit of difficulty identifying the black marks on this occasion. Let's see. I don't think I would be confident there. I can see the cuff going past the cords, but not as easy to pick up the writing this time on the tube. So this brings us on to the Mac 3 blade, and we've got the adult difficult airway model. So go ahead and slide the blade in. There's the vallecula, all the way into the vallecula, and then we give a little lift. And you can see normally you don't get a great view in this particular model. But we've got a stylet ET tube. We can pass that down and under and into the airway. It will tend to catch in this one. Pull the stylet back a little bit, and that should allow us to get it into the airway. And again, just a bit of difficulty trying to visualize where the black marks are, but that could be partially due to the fact that we haven't been to fully lift the epiglottis out of the way. Perfect example to test out this hyperangulated blade. We'll see how good it is. So go ahead and drop that into the airway. There's our vallecula, and you can see already it looks like it's doing a great job. We've got a full view of the laryngeal opening. So that's a big improvement over the Mac 3 blade that we'd used. Bit of a hyperangulated bend in this stylet. We'll pop it into the airway, no difficulty passing that. It's going to catch at the cords because we've got a big hyperangulated bend. So we'll pull the stylet part of the way out. It won't go, so we'll take it all the way out. And then all we need to do is give the tube a bit of a rotation and it'll go into the airway. And then this time, let's have a look. There's the black marks. and that looks like they're round about the cords, but again, not the easiest to see there. And then we'll take a look at the channel blade. So this is the green one, which will accept this size 7 endotracheal tube. So we can go ahead and drop that into the airway, make our way all the way around the corner into the vallecula. And again, not a great view. So the hyperangulated blade does seem to do a great job of exposing that laryngeal opening. I'm having to give quite a bit of a lift to get that view, and then we can just pass the endotracheal tube into the airway, and that seems to go quite nicely. Flip the tube to the side, and the blade comes out nicely as well. Okay, so I'll show you the channel blade in the nail as well. So this is the grey one with a size 3 endotracheal tube. So we can go ahead and drop this into the airway. No difficulty at all getting a good view, and then all we need to do is advance the endotracheal tube. Rotating it counterclockwise or clockwise to move it left or right, and if you want to go up or down, it's just readjusting the position of the blade in the mouth. You can see here, we just need to go slightly to the right, and that's the endotracheal tube through the cords. Pop it to the side, and then we can remove the blade. Okay, so I want to show you the different options on the screen. You can see how much battery we've got at the top. If you want to record, it's a simple matter of pressing the record button. Press it again when you want to stop. And if you'd rather take a picture than a photo, just press the camera button and it'll save a picture. If you want to flip the screen because you've turned the device upside down, hit the 180-degree sign, and again, hit it again to put the screen back to the default position. I'll show you the different menu options that we have. So in the menu, if you're wanting to look at the live video, go ahead and click it here, and it's going to default to this screen whenever you turn the device on. Get back into the menu, we'll just press the menu button. We can take a look at our gallery, and you can see the pictures that we've taken, but I've also recorded a little bit of video. So we can select the file, and it's then going to play that video on the device. So that looks pretty good, reasonable image quality. And we've got the pause button. We can go back and forth, and we can hit back to this screen. So we'll go out of the gallery. We've got the Start Wi-Fi button. Now this is the button you're going to need if you want to use this with the Airtraq app on either a tablet or a computer. So you simply hit the Start Wi-Fi, and you can see the Wi-Fi status has appeared at the top of the screen. So the other option that you have is you can use this with a fiber optic scope, and there might be too much glare if you're doing that. So all you need to do is press this button. It'll take you straight into the live video, and we've got this icon appearing here, and that's just going to help with glare. Whenever you finish the intubation, you're simply going to go back to the menu, and this is turned off by default. So you'll see the next time we go into the live video, we're not having this setting turned on. Just before I go into the settings, I'll show you the other options. To power the device off, you've got the power off button. We can hit the info to show information about the device. Back into the menu, and in here we've got the QR code that you're able to scan to get both your instruction manual and your quick start guide. If we head into the settings, you can see the different options that we have here. So obviously I've just turned this on, so I haven't activated my warranty. That's something I'm going to need to do. We've got the options to turn our Wi-Fi on and get the QR code. We can turn on auto recording, so whenever the device is powered on, it's automatically going to record. And we've got the option here to adjust our record limit. So we can go into here, and each time we press it, it's going to go up. It tells you how much size it's going to use, and the maximum seems to be for 30 minutes of recording. So I think I'll leave it at the max so we don't miss anything. The final thing I want to show you is how to connect this up to a larger screen. So we're simply using that USB Type-C to HDMI cable, the USB-C cable into the Airtraq, the HDMI cable into a standard monitor. And brilliant that Airtraq have allowed you to do this with a standard monitor, and this cable is included at no extra cost. So I'll show you what that looks like. We've got the Mach 1 blade on. We can simply slide that into place. We've got a lovely view on both screens. We can then take our endotracheal tube and drop it into the airway and position black marks just at the cords. And I do think it is actually slightly easier to see those black marks on that bigger screen than it is in this smaller screen. So added advantage of a slightly bigger, easier to see view, but also everybody in the room is going to be able to see what you can see on the smaller screen. So that's a quick run through the Airtraq Plus video laryngoscope. Seems to be a really nice improvement over the previous models, and really impressed with these Macintosh blades, particularly this Mach 1 for pediatric use. So looking forward to getting a bit more experience of using these in real patients. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well.